Hello, everyone. Doing something a bit different again this time. So we're still working on the next King's Quest II video. It is coming out, I promise. We're going to continue with King's Quest II, but I did have some technical difficulties with the audio in the upcoming King's Quest II video. So the video's already been made. I always have problems balancing out my sound levels in my Let's Plays. I don't know why. Just always something's either too loud or too quiet. So while that's being worked on, hopefully the next King's Quest II episode will come out next week. But while that's being worked on, I thought let's play some of this because this game is quite fun. This is Brutal Wolfenstein. Now, many of you have probably heard of Brutal Doom, which is basically a mod of Doom that really just makes Doom faster and more violent and more difficult. So many people had the idea of doing the same thing for other classical first-person shooters. I think the most recent one I've seen is a Brutal Heretic, or Heretic, which, you know, Heretic was that game based on the Doom engine. But yeah, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's Wolfenstein, except it's been remade in the Doom engine, and the gore has been cranked up a notch, and it is a lot of fun. I guess I'm not really known for playing first-person shooters, but this game is quite good in my opinion. It's made by this guy named Zio McCall. I don't suppose that's his real name. It's probably his online name, but yeah, thank you, Zio McCall, for making this great mod. It's kind of unfortunate that this mod gets a lot of flack because allegedly Mr. McCall stole some of the assets for the game. I don't know if that's true, but let's play it for a while and let's have some fun. Yeah, let's go and start at the beginning. Escape from Wolfenstein, and let's acquaint ourselves with some German culture, because as most of you probably know by now, I do speak some German. So let's learn German. Let's learn German with Wolfenstein, which is kind of appropriate since I think the very first place that I learned my first German words and phrases was indeed the original Wolfenstein 3D. I think there was a time when all the German I knew had come from Wolfenstein 3D. So in German culture, of course, family is very important, and so when you want to play a game like this, it's important that you show respect to your father and say, "Daddy, can I play?" And so, of course, that's the correct option to choose here because we're showing respect to our German elders. So this is Wolfenstein. It's the story of B.J. Blazkowicz. He's that guy on the left. That's your. Oh, hold on. Let me pause here. So yes, as I was saying, it's the story of B.J. Blazkowicz, who was a volunteer army surgeon who was sent to assist the troops during World War II. And, well, of course, I guess I'm kind of known for making videos about surgery in games. One of my most enduringly popular videos was a video about Life and Death, you know, the surgery simulator Life and Death that I made some years ago. In which I spoke Finnish, or, well, no, I spoke Finglish. It wasn't real Finnish in any shape or form. It was, like, basically Finnish accented English. And I thought, nothing really says, nothing really says foreign culture like surgery, does it? Those of you who've played Team Fortress 2 know this is true, and nothing really speaks to foreign cultures like doing surgery. So I thought let's immerse ourselves in German culture a bit with Wolfenstein, the story of medical surgeon B.J. Blazkowicz. So of course, when you're a surgeon, the first thing you need is your knife. So we have our scalpel here, and this guy here needs a bit of surgery. So let's go ahead and. Sometimes you have problems where the patient won't stand still, as you saw. That is problematic. You have to make sure that that your scalpel gets in the right place, because sometimes the patient will be thrashing around on the operating table, as happened there. It happens. You get used to it. So over here, I think. Oh, usually there's one. So what you want to do is make sure that the scalpel makes a clean cut. You don't want to make too ragged of a cut. You want to make sure that here's another one. There you go, see? So yeah, so these guys have been successfully operated on, And you know, you want to make sure that that the cut is clean and quick, because that's it's less likely to leave a scar that way. So you see, you don't see any evidence of scarring on these two guys after the surgery's been done on them. So yeah, let's go on and let's learn a bit of German while we're also learning how to do surgery in World War II, don't we? So let's go ahead and learn our first German phrase. Now, a very useful phrase when you're in Germany is, "Excuse me, sir, might I have some ammunition for my firearm?" And the German way to say that is by applying a knife to someone's face. So let's go ahead and practice our German here by doing exactly that. And you see, it worked. We got a rifle KAR-98K from this guy. So he was very polite. You know, if you use the correct German phrase, then you get nice results. I mean, German people are very polite. You know, I politely asked this gentleman if I could have some of his ammunition by again, by applying my knife to his face in the usual German way, and he complied. He didn't say anything, because, you know, those Germans, they're kind of the strong and silent type, but he was very nice about it and gave me his all his ammunition. So now let's practice some more on these fellows here. So we have a whole room full of Germans here. So let's go ahead and make sure that let's make sure we don't make a mistake. Yeah, I don't think we made a mistake. I think our German is already shaping up. So you can see, as I said, you have to be very quick with your knife, because you know, as a surgeon, you don't always have a lot of time on the operating table. So you kind of have to act fast. You just kind of have to swing like that, just swing and be done with it. Do it really fast. But sometimes, for certain types of surgeries, you may need other implements. You start the game with this surgical tool, which is special because it works from far away. It's a special type of scalpel that you can use even from across the room. But I prefer this particular scalpel because it's much more precise. It makes a much more precise cut. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. See, oh, well, the dog. Oh, that guy actually shot the dog. That's one interesting thing about this mod is, just as in Doom, it does allow enemies to hit each other. Okay, let's perform surgery on this gentleman from here. See that? Nice quick cut, and he's finished. He's already feeling better, and this guy as well. Let's go ahead and reload here. So yeah, I mean, this is actually a very accurate simulation of. Let's go ahead and. You can see B.J. Blazkowicz is a very multi-talented individual. He was even called upon to perform veterinary duties. He didn't only operate on humans; he also operated on poochies like these. I do feel a bit bad about. I always did feel a bit bad about what you do with dogs in this game, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, so occasionally you have to do veterinary surgery on dogs like that, but most of the time you're just operating on people. And here's another dog. Yeah, most of the time you're operating on humans. Now, the best scalpel of all is this one. This is probably the best scalpel in the game because it's very quick and very precise and quite powerful. So those guys, well, I mean, those guys usually you can finish their surgery in one hit, so you don't really notice much difference. But yeah, this weapon is, or I mean, this scalpel is quite good. Now there's a guy here. Can we see him without setting him off? Yeah, I see there's another fine Nazi here. So this fine Nazi gentleman is just standing around minding his own business, and he's such a nice fellow, you know, he's just standing there not bothering anyone, that we want to invite him to breakfast. So what you do if you want to invite a German to breakfast is you can say, "Möchten Sie Ihr Frühstück mit uns teilen?" So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'll go ahead and you know, for the up close and personal touch, I'll use this scalpel for this particular job. So, good day, fine Nazi sir. Möchten Sie Frühstück mit uns teilen? He looks a bit... I think he's tired because he suddenly lay down. I think he must have had a hard day at work and he's lying down for a nap. So he's not going to come to breakfast. He must have stayed up all night. Let's not bother him. Instead, let's go ahead and open this secret passage, because in Germany there are lots of secret passages, especially in the roads. And let's pick up some of these health items, because it's always good to be healthy. You know, Germans are very big on health. Germans really like physical fitness and stuff like that. They're very big on that. So make sure that you take care of your health if you go to Germany, because Germans will want you to be healthy. And oh, one nice thing, one very cool thing about this mod that you can do, which you couldn't do in the original Wolfenstein, is see these suits of armor. If you operate on the suits of armor a little bit, sometimes you have to operate several times. Yeah, they'll fall apart like that, and then you can get this. This is pretty awesome. Now this is the flag of Germany. And when you're in Germany, sometimes it's nice to, you know, just to be a little bit patriotic and show your patriotism for Germany with your fellow Germans. So let's go ahead and try this on the fine Nazi friends that we'll see here in this next room. So here we have several Nazis, and we can see that if you wave the German flag at them, they become so overwhelmed with their German patriotism that they just fall down. They just, you know, it's kind of like in those, what's it called? Oh, I forget the word now. It starts with a P. Is it not Presbyterian? That's a different type of religious. Oh, what? I forget words. There's that, you know, there's that religious belief where people start shaking and then they fall down and get all really crazy because they're suddenly so possessed with the spirit. It's kind of like in one of those churches where Pentecostal, that's the word I was looking for, Pentecostal, you know, in those Pentecostal churches where people they just get so excited that they fall down. It's kind of like that. If you wave the German flag at these Nazis like that, they just get so full of love for their patriotic love for their homeland that they just fall down. Like that. Nice and easy. So this is a good way to celebrate Germany with our fine Nazi friends while not making too much of a mess. Well, actually, I guess it is kind of messy, but someone will come along and clean it up. That's what the Viscera cleanup detail is for. So yeah, are there any other useful German phrases that we should know? I don't know. Let's practice with this scalpel for a bit and just see what kind of results we get. Yeah, you can see it works. This scalpel works very quickly. So up till now, I've been performing brain surgery. You've been noticing I've been aiming for the head because these soldiers have something wrong with their heads that required brain surgery. But with this scalpel, you can even just you know, incise them in the leg or something, and this surgery will usually be a success very quickly. So you can even. So you can pretty easily perform surgery on a whole room full of people just in one sweep like that. So this is a very good scalpel. It's very useful for the field surgeon who doesn't have a lot of time and has a lot of people to operate on. And of course, as everybody knows, there's a secret here, and we can get some treasure because this is how the Nazis pay us for providing surgical services to them. And of course, you can pick up more blades for your scalpel, which is always very useful because your scalpels do tend to run out of blades pretty quickly in this game. But yeah, there you go. It's Wolfenstein. It's the story, as I said, of a friendly army medical surgeon. I know a lot of people don't like Nazis, and I mean, I'm not necessarily their biggest fan either, but I mean, you know, I believe in treating people with proper respect and decency. And I mean, you know, Nazis, even if you don't like them, they're human beings just like you and me, aren't they? So, you know, if you see a Nazi, it's nice just to extend a gesture of universal humanity to them and just offer them a little bit of surgery to oh dear. I actually died. That was very careless of me. Apparently the Nazis weren't that grateful for my services after all. All right, well, let's probably because I started off using the knife too much, and the knife using the knife is quite challenging in this game. You know, if you if you're not very good at the game, then using the knife may maybe the knife is for more advanced surgeons. Maybe I should be using these long distance scalpels a little bit to kind of give myself an advantage, since obviously I'm a noob. I'm really a noob surgeon. Clearly, I'm not too up on what I'm doing. Anyway, let's not forget to get the flag here. But let's not use the flag, because the flag is also a bit... it is a bit cumbersome to use. It's kind of big and slow. You know, I mean, it does take a while to wave around a German flag, or any other national flag for that matter. Unless it's one of those cheap little plastic flags that you buy at a dollar store for like $1. But let's try with this scalpel for a while. So this scalpel... I tend to use this scalpel a lot because it's quite fast, but the problem with it, the downside to it, is it's very inaccurate. You can see it kind of, I don't know if you can see it that well, but it really goes all over the place when you're cutting with it, which is not really what you want to do. I mean, you know, when you're a surgeon, you want to be accurate. You want to make, like I said, small, quick, accurate cuts, and yeah, that gentleman throwing around grenades is not helping either. Yeah, if you ever see a German who's throwing grenades at you like that, it's not a very nice thing to do. So again, a good thing to do is just to tell him, "Excuse me, dear Nazi sir, might you please stop throwing grenades at me?" And the best way to do that is with an MP40 like this one, because then they'll usually comply. If you don't do it with the MP40, they might not listen to you. But if you ask them nicely with the MP40, they'll usually say, "Well, okay, I'll stop throwing grenades at you," as that guy did. But yeah, so everything is quiet now. Everything is peaceful here because we've come to a nice agreement with these Nazis here. They're all sitting peacefully now because they were convinced by our reasoning. Occasionally they'll do this, and again the usual thing to do is just to respond to them in standard German with a knife like that, and they'll get the idea. They'll understand. That guy certainly I think understood what I was trying to say with that. So yeah, it's brutal Wolfenstein. I mean, you can see it's pretty good. A lot of people really hate it, and I really can't understand why, because in my opinion, it's a lot of fun. I'm probably one of the most avid Wolfenstein players that you'll ever see. I mean, I wasn't that big on Doom. I wasn't that big on Quake. Oh, here we have a few more fellows. And yes, I know that there is the secret exit here, of course. Yeah, if you open up the exit like that and then keep going here. Yeah, there's the... Oh, and here's one of those guys. Yeah, of course there's the secret exit here, but you know what? I'm not going to go for it this time. I'll just... Oh, and here's... So in the original Wolfenstein, this was an extra life, but there are no lives in this mod. There's just health, so this... Yeah, gives you 100 health. Up to 200 health. So as I was saying, yeah, I mean, I wasn't that huge a fan of Doom. I mean, I played Doom, and it's okay. I mean, Doom's not bad. And then there was Quake, and yeah, same thing. I mean, Quake is okay. It's not bad, but I wasn't really wasn't really that much into it. But I mean, I have played so much Wolfenstein, and there's a huge Wolfenstein modding community. I've played so many mods of Wolfenstein 3D, so many different mods of the game, and they're really good. They're so much fun. I'm really into that game. And so it should come as no surprise that I really like this mod, because this mod really it gives you everything that was Wolfenstein, but it also gives you so much more. It's Wolfenstein with so much stuff added to it. And some people might say the blood is a little bit over the top. It's a little bit unrealistic. And yeah, it is. But I mean, you know, the Nazis. I mean, those Nazis were generous folks. You know, when they wanted to share their ketchup with you, they would really share a lot of ketchup because Germans are just big-hearted people like that. So you know, I don't really have a problem with it. Oh, and these guys. Remember the not the guy in the black uniform. I actually don't know what those guys are supposed to be. But come on. Not that guy. Okay, he didn't say it this time, but you might remember normally in Wolfenstein when these blue guys die, these blue Schutzstaffel soldiers die, they say Mein Leben. And as most of you probably know, that means my life in German. And for a long time I thought, you know, that doesn't really make sense. Why would somebody die saying mein Leben? I mean, obviously their life is what they're losing, but have you ever seen somebody say my life as they're dying? I mean, some people might say, oh, my leg or something if they got hit in the leg. But I've never really seen somebody say, oh, ow, I got hit in the life. That really smarts. But it all makes sense now when I think about it because, again, if you sort of encapsulate Wolfenstein, if you interpret it in terms of B.J. Blazkowicz as being an army surgeon, then it makes perfect sense. Because when the SS say mein Leben, what they're telling you is what needs to be removed because that's where it hurts. So, you know, they have a pain in their life, and when you remove their life, the pain goes away. I mean, that's logical, right? So by operating on them, you basically just surgically remove their life, and then the pain stops. Because you cut away the part that is giving them trouble. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. So yeah. Wow. I'm not very good at this game. In fact, I think I've mentioned before, I'm coming to realize I'm not very good at games in general. But I still very much enjoy this game just because it really is a fun game. I mean, I don't know when I'll die, but I think, you know, when I'm dying, I won't have to worry about whether I missed out on the good things in life, because when I die, I'll be able to say, you know, I played brutal Wolfenstein. I've seen the best that life has to offer, and really, what else is there after that? So, and yeah, it is. It is a bit challenging when you have a room full of patients like that and you have to operate on them all at once, but that's part of the fun, right? That's part of the challenge of brutal Wolfenstein. And yeah, as I said, in case any of you don't know about this stuff, they've made brutal clones of pretty much most of the classic first-person shooters. There's also a brutal Half-Life, which, in my opinion, wasn't very good. I think largely just because the whole brutal concept isn't something that really translates to Half-Life very well. I mean, it works well for Doom, it works well for Wolfenstein, it might even work well for Heretic, but it doesn't really work for Half-Life. But I mean, yeah, the whole brutal fad that's going on right now is a bit silly. But it's fun. It's a fun fad. It's silly, but it's fun. And when you get games like this, I think it's worth it because this is really, I mean, it really is a lot of fun. I've really been having a lot of fun with it. So, thanks to Zio McCall for making this mod. And I guess that's it. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I guess not. I mean, I wasn't really going anywhere with this video. I mean, I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun and just show this off and be a bit silly because, you know, I'm always very stiff and serious and I never say anything funny in my videos. So I thought let's just for once make a lighthearted little video where nothing much is really happening and I'm just bumbling around without any kind of aim or goal, because that's certainly something that I never do in any of my videos. I would never do something like that. So, yeah. So this has been learning German with Brutal Wolfenstein, and also learning how to perform surgery. Now you know. Next time you see a Nazi who needs some surgery done quickly, now you'll know how to do it. You'll be able to say, "Don't worry, my Nazi friends. I'm a trained surgeon. I trained on Brutal Wolfenstein, and I know how to alleviate your specific medical condition. Just give me a scalpel, and I'll do the rest." So I hope that this video has been educational as well as fun. I hope that you've enjoyed watching, and hopefully on Monday there will be a King's Quest II video that is available. So until then, thanks for watching, everyone, and how do I get the mouse out of this window? Oh, if you pause, it releases the mouse. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, that was that. That was a video. Not my best video, probably, but again, I hope it was fun. So, yeah, I'll talk to you later, folks. Bye-bye for now.